So let me know right now, nigga, what's your issue with me?
Shad Moss goes off on Eliot Wilson. This isn't the first time Elliot has ran into pushback like this.
First, when I'm looking at Elliot now, it's like, I didn't know your face looked like pepper jack turkey. Like, that's what the texture of your skin looks like pepper jack turkey.
Including the time 50 spoke on him. Before we get to that, let's hear what he said.
Straight up, man to man, coming at you like a man, like a grown man. You do like, what's the issue with me and you? Let me know. Because I don't know. So I'm coming at you in private instead of doing some whole ass shit, tweeting you, and I ain't got time for that, man. I got the top 10 record right now, nigga. Like, I ain't got time for that. But I want to know what the issue is, though, my nigga. A couple of my niggas send me this tweet talking about you won't, like, where that energy coming from. That's what I want to know. Holla at me man to man. Don't go post no shit. Don't do that weak shit. I'm coming to you man to man. And I highly respect you. I always bigged you up, said that you one of the most, you the pioneer of this shit. Elliot Wilson is one of the ones that I do, one of the only niggas I do an interview with. Niggas like you, Sway, and all that. Nigga, I'm a real hip-hop baby. So let me know right now, nigga, what's your issue with me? Because a lot of my homies just sent me some shit, and I just want to know where that energy coming from.
Before we get to Cam confronting Eliot Wilson after being critiqued by him.
Like, you look like you sweat duck sauce. You look like a sloppy sandwich in the face. Pause, man. My bad. I didn't know. I never really looked at you like that.
Let's take a quick look back at 50's encounter with Elliot.
Right. Did you hear that train that just went through? Yeah, that's Elliot Wilson train. He comes in trying to sabotage our podcast.
I don't with that guy.
I know. Let's get to it, 50.
There was a situation one time, right, where
let's get to it.
He had somebody, Chaz, Criminal.
Okay.
They wanted to do an interview with him, right? Right? And I made it clear to him. I said, listen, don't put my name in that motherfucking interview at all. I don't know these niggas. I don't give a about them, period. When I say Slim switch sides on me, that's what I'm talking about. These niggas gangster from my neighborhood, right? Old school train robbing ass from way back in the career criminal motherfuckers, right? So they approached him and they put pressure on him. They go by his mother house. You see what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden,
what side?
Yep.
Yeah.
They go by his mom's house. So then now he's so scared of them that he's writing the interview anyway. So what the makes you so scared of this and that you thinking that I won't do something to you?
Media. Summer Walker's media. Cameron's running like he's Stephen A. Smith. It's what we're dealing with.
Why are you saying like he's Stephen A? Why he not running around like Cameron?
Cameron to be that.
That's what people be mad at you about when you say shit like that.
Which I think he should lean into. Be the old villain.
OD, that was hate.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I think people be mad at you.
Oh, it's hate.
Cam is running around like he's Stephen A. Smith. No,
why is he support journalist? Because he has an opinion? Why?
First, when I'm looking at Elliot now, it's like, I didn't know your face looked like pepper jack turkey. Like, that's what the texture of your skin looks like pepper jack turkey. Like, you look like you sweat duck sauce. You look like a sloppy sandwich in the face. Pause, man. My bad. I didn't know. I never really looked at you like that. But as far as what Elliot said, I'm running around. I'm not trying to be anybody but myself. As far as comparing me to Stephen A. Smith, I take that as a compliment because he's kind of the standard. He's in negotiations for doing $100 million deal over a certain amount of years.
Yeah, I mean, I have a friend, producer Trav, that works with me and stuff. He says, you don't complain, you adjust, right? So to Cam's point, he's right. It's like, again, I was caught in a vulnerable moment where I kind of expressed my frustration, but that's not how I really feel ultimately. Like, I feel like I have such a passion to document hip hop culture. I'm going to continue to grow and pivot and adapt to these things and not look at it as a negative, right? And, I have my own debate show I got coming out, The Bigger Picture, with Jeremy Heck and DJ Head that I do every Saturday. I'm starting my own new one-on-one interview series called Elliot Wilson Experience. Show my interviews. I feel like I do some of the best hip-hop interviews out there. I did a great interview with Cameron, in 2019 with B-Dot for Rap Radar Podcast. This show is called Elliot Wilson Experience. I'm interviewing artists like Snoop Dogg, Wale, Absol, Leon Thomas. So I just have to reinvent myself. I can't complain that, all these people are out here with outlets and they're making noise. I got to continue to push it. This is what I want to do, document hip hop culture and grow. I got to adapt to these things. So I thought it was a really teachable moment. And I appreciate, I didn't do any of this to stir some sort of viral moment or get on your program. It was just a natural moment of frustration I expressed. But to Cam's point, you can't just complain about that. You don't want to be the old person at the park talking about you don't get no play anymore. You have to adapt to these times. And I'm determined to do that.
Got it. Okay. Next topic, kind of similar. So you said you feel like you're the best, right? What do you think? I don't know why that's funny, but what do you think separates you from others? And then do you feel like traditional journalism right now is dying? I'm going to let you go first, and then I'll let Cam give his take. Definitely added that because it's just a lot of people don't support people's come up. And like, as you see, literally in my corner, he has. So I was just like, the things that you were saying like, the show's not that good. And I know you said you went back on your comments, but the quotes are there.
Yeah, call him out, Stat. All that shit he said.
Like you said a lot. You said it's cringeworthy. I watched that shit. It ain't good. It ain't popping. What's a Cameron interview where you sat and thought Cam really asked those questions? It was a lot. Okay, it was a lot.
Go ahead, read all of that shit.
I was bothered.
Read all that shit.
Cafeteria. I was capping. Cafeteria. That was cap.
You said it. Hey, you here? You made your statement. You said it. You clarified. So I had to bring it up.
Punishment.
I had to bring it up.
Yo, Cam, who runs the social? There was Ether and me. Who runs the social?
A friend of mine in Florida. Everybody in the beginning. Nah, the reason I hired him is because he's like-minded, like all of us. We're all on the same page.
It felt like you was writing everything. I was like, Cam can't be writing this shit. But
you can tell. Like, you know how when I tell people, you know how you can say it ain't me because he write like he from Florida, not in a bad way. He'd be like, say. When he write say, I like that Florida shit. That's my nigga. I'm not gonna say his name.
Shout out to your fan base. People don't play. It is what it is. Fan base does not play. It was on my head top, social media.
Yeah, so.
They already put me in my place, Amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you got something else you gonna say?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my last question. So in this industry as a whole, and again from two different perspectives, Elliot, gonna let you go first. What do you think is the best approach to take when establishing yourself and gaining respect?
Just to be honest and be transparent and just be person of principle, right? You got to stand. I've learned a long time ago, we come from that era where it's like you write a bad review about somebody, an old music review back when it mattered in the 90s. And, these artists are trying to find you and put hands on you if you wrote a bad review about them, right? So I learned early on that whatever you say, whatever you write, whatever you do, you have to stand on what it is. Like you have to deal with it and the ramifications that come with it. You got to be a person honorable that stands by their word and deals with everything that comes with that. And at times, if you get it wrong, like I did here, you try to correct it. But you got to stand by what you say. There's power in words. There's power in words that are written. There's power in words that are said, especially now on video. And whatever you do, you have to be accountable to that. And that's the biggest thing I tell anybody in media. It's like you have to be accountable to your actions, and then deal with what comes with all that. So that's really the biggest thing.
Okay. Then Cam, just in the industry in general, what do you think is the best approach to take when establishing yourself and gaining respect?
The best approach to take is just being yourself because they're going to read through it. People are going to read that ain't you. You have to be yourself because after a while, especially like some people like us, me, Stat, and Murder, we're on TV 5 days a week. You know what I'm saying? If we phony, it's going to peep out like, that nigga phony. Let's go watch something else. We didn't come here for phony. We could go watch something else. It's like, I watch a lot of crime TV. I can't even think of this nigga name. And, like Dateline, shit like that. And they do the intro before they come on Dateline. They be like, and he stayed in the house before the murder occurred. And I'd be like, do that nigga talk like that when he go home to his wife? That nigga's weird. Like I know it's presentable and you have to have a certain canter when you're doing shit like that, but I'm like, yo, imagine that nigga, his wife gotta be irked if he really talks like that. And baby, I see there's no more milk in the refrigerator. I'll be like, yo, I would rather see a nigga that do the sports shows to be like, the Dateline shows be like, yo, nigga got popped. Bitch missing, motherfucking mother on the run. They took the kid, nobody know where the fuck the kid at. Let's get into it. You get what I'm saying? To me, that's where shit is going. My personal opinion, because people don't want fake shit. And I think that once you do shit outside the box, when you get your real personality and you do shit outside the box, that's gonna win. Because if you do what everybody else is doing, what are you doing? because let's take, for instance, I don't know the stats now, but I used to look at them, probably haven't looked in the last 6, 7 years. But if everybody's going to college, let's just use a roundabout number. If it's 20 million people going to college and it's only 300 jobs available, what the fuck? Like, yo, that math ain't even mathing. What the fuck? You like, so you're gonna be sitting with a college degree, waiting to get a job. Then whenever you do get a job, you gotta pay back student loans and everything else, and they taking taxes out. And then you're sitting there with this big college degree and made your family proud and everything else, but you living check to check if you getting a check. So to me, I don't like doing the standard. I like doing shit outside the box that's gonna make us money and not just make us money, enjoy what I'm doing. And that's the way I approach things.
Great. Great perspectives from both of y'all. That concludes my part of the questions.
Yeah, I got a couple questions for Elliot.
Yeah,
yo, you did a great job, man. You're a woman of many hats, man.
Hey,
you're a woman of many hats. Thanks for checking that nigga too. Yo, Elliot, why'd you get fired? Why'd you get fired from Tidal?
I was out here chilling. What you mean? It was a long run. I had to make some run there.
No, I didn't know if you left, fired, or why you left, or what happened with.
No, I left with new ownership. When new ownership came, they shut down a lot of the properties I was doing. I did Crown, Live Interview Series, Rap Radar, Car Test. Those things stopped. They went a new direction.
Do you still do Rap Radar?
I need to bring it back. Me and B-Dot had a partnership with Warner Brothers that got shut down at the end of 2023.
Okay.
And then last year, we negotiated a deal and it fell through at the last minute. So we're free agents. If we can find the right situation, I'm down to do it again because I feel like we had some of the best interviews, the dynamic duo of me and him. So I'm
How much was y'all making like on that show? Not to be in your business like a roundabout.
Not enough. I say low six figures. We wasn't competing with the big boys. We didn't get to the Joe Budden Drink Champs era, like not to those things. We didn't get to that level.
Y'all want to sign this Stat new shit under her new channel? If we can match the price,
we'll take the meetings. Yeah, of course, absolutely. I have great respect for Treasure.
No, Stat is building her own channel now, and we're trying to get everything situated. And that'd be a great podcast to have on her new channel. So maybe we could sit down and talk about it if it makes sense.
I respect that. Yes, sir. We can
Absolutely,
talk about that.
man.
Absolutely.
But I didn't really have too much. Like I said, I wasn't even really mad when I seen. I just thought it was awkward. But Ali was saying
it was awkward.
Yeah, because I didn't know we never had no problems. And even when you was like, Cam, I don't like my relationship with Jay-Z. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. What the fuck? I don't give a fuck about your relationship with Jay-Z. I don't have a problem with Jay-Z. So, but I just leave you with, I like this with this conversation where it seems like you're going in the right direction of what you're talking about. But just think outside the box, my nigga. That's the best advice to you. And
absolutely.
And
no, I draw inspiration. I have to draw inspiration from what you've done. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at it like this competitive. I come from that old competitive mind state, right? But it's like you have to reinvent yourself, and you've done that. So I have to draw inspiration from that, and I do. I respect it.
I appreciate it. And what I will say is this, and even with Stat, because you guys come from that criteria where the word journalism is important because you guys went to school for it. But half these niggas don't know how to spell journalism, my nigga. Niggas you interviewing and everything else, so they don't give a fuck.